Again, we have a lot to get to. All eyes on the race for the White House this morning. Right now, each candidate is vying for 270 electoral votes. And according to the Associated Press, Joe Biden is in the lead right now with 238 electoral votes. Biden secured Minnesota, New York, Massachusetts. That's what you're seeing here in the blue. We also know Maryland went blue. President Donald Trump trailing with 213 delegates. That's that number right there. And so far, we know that he's won some big states. He won Indiana pretty early on last night, Ohio, Florida, and Texas. Now, one of the big states we're watching right now is Wisconsin. Just about an hour ago, actually, officials in Milwaukee County walked over after counting all of those ballots and turned them in. Now, here's the thing. Milwaukee County, it's one of the bigger metro areas there. It's going to be a good indication to see which way Wisconsin leads. So hopefully we'll know that information here shortly. But again, still waiting on some of the results there from Wisconsin in places like Pennsylvania as well. That'll be a big telling point. CBS 4's Eric Pointer also closely monitoring some of the numbers. He's going to mention, Nick, some of those states that I just did as well.
Yeah, the election's going to come down to those states. He joins us now in the newsroom. Eric, what states have yet to be called?
So we are currently waiting to hear results from the key swing states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. We're told we could hear from Wisconsin at any minute, just like Angela said, so that may take a while for Pennsylvania. But right now, neither President Trump or his opponent have secured the needed 270 votes this morning. Some results could be delayed because several states allow mail-in votes to be accepted after Election Day, as long as they were postmarked by Tuesday. That includes Pennsylvania, where ballots postmarked by November 3rd can be accepted if they arrive up to 3 days after the election. As the results are still trickling in, both candidates have already addressed the public this morning, saying that, speaking to the electoral votes that they've already secured and their optimism for the ones we're waiting to hear from.
And we're feeling real good about Wisconsin and Michigan. And by the way, it's going to take time to count the votes. We're going to win Pennsylvania. Yes. I've been talking to the folks in Philly, Allegheny County, Scranton, and they're really encouraged by the turnout and what they see.
We're up by 2.5% or 117,000 votes with only 7% left. They're never going to catch us. They can't catch us. Likewise, we've clearly won North Carolina, where we're up 1.4% or 77,000 votes with only approximately 5% left. They can't catch us.
Now, President Trump made premature claims of victories in several states early this morning in his White House appearance. He said that he would take the election to the Supreme Court, but it was unclear what legal action he might try to pursue, while former Vice President Joe Biden urged patience, saying this election isn't over until every vote and ballot is counted. Now, here in the Hoosier State, President Trump claimed Indiana's 11 electoral votes early on last night. Like Angela said, now Indiana is a home state of Trump's running mate, Vice President Mike Pence. Back to you guys.